Hello everyone, today our lesson is about samples and populations. We're starting our unit on statistics, so we have to start with what do these words actually mean before we get into actually calculating anything. So, let's start with this word population. We know that a population is a group of people. Population can be as big as a school, or as big as a city, a state, a country, so on. So if we have a large population, and we'll just use this picture of 15 stick figures as our population. Say we can't ask everyone, okay, bye Nestor. Say we can't ask everyone what they think about something. In math, we do something called taking a sample of the population. So the sample is a smaller group within the whole population, which represents what the whole population might think. So in this case, if I have 15 people, and that's too big of a population for me to ask everyone, I might take a sample of like 5 people. Small group, and ask what they think about the question at hand, and that will represent the general population instead of asking everybody about it. Esther, you good? Okay, good. Now, that's a sample, that's a population. Our next thing to talk about is bias versus random. So a random sample is exactly what you think it is, just a random group of people. I just picked these 5 people randomly. A bias sample would be me going to a baseball game and asking or wondering what their favorite sport is. They're at a baseball game. That's a biased group of people. It's a biased sample to take. Or if I went to a restaurant and asked people what their favorite restaurant was, that would be a biased sample because I found them at that restaurant. A random sample would just be asking people on the street, what's your favorite restaurant? That would be random. And our last thing to talk about is questioning. So if I wanted to ask someone a biased question, I would ask them, isn't Nestor the cutest dog you ever did see? That's a biased question because I filled their head with Nestor already. Nestor, come over here. Okay, there he is. A non-biased question would be, who's the cutest dog out there? We all know it's Nestor, but that's a non-biased question because I didn't put any thoughts in your head. Another type of biased question is if I use a word, Nestor, come over here.
Bed.
Come to bed. No, you don't want to? Okay. Another type of biased question is if I use something to describe something. So if I said, do you all really want to go to that cheap amusement park? That would be a biased question because I'm saying cheap. Even if I said something like that exciting amusement park, still biased because I'm I'm putting a word in there that tells you how you should feel about it. Let's take a second. Nestor's drinking his water. Okay. So a non-biased question is just very general. What kind of pet is your favorite? That's non-biased. What's your favorite sport? Not biased. What's your favorite season? Not biased. Once I put something in the question that makes you think about it, like is your favorite season fall? That would be biased question. I hope this helps you out. Before we do any math, we have to make sure we have to know what all these words mean. Okay? If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.